So, well, good afternoon and welcome to sunny South Africa. Beautiful day we have here today in Salt Rock, Ballito, the home of Ryno and Elena, 7 times Latin American professional dance champions, competitors, performers, guest entertainers on cruise lines. But I'll tell you what, I'm not here today to talk about Ryno and Elena. I'm here to talk to you about my absolute long-term commitment, my passion, my desire, my future dream to become a cruise director for you. So I'm going to tell you what, let's go in, I'll tell you a little bit more about this. Well, okay, so here's the thing. I've been a director of my own dancing studios here in South Africa, Cape Town, Johannesburg, Pretoria, Durban. I'm a director of my own Razzle Dazzle entertainment agency. I'm a director of my own journey. I've been competing and doing shows for the last 30 years. So I'm applying for cruise director. I got this response back about a week ago from a cruise line company, and they asked me, so have you been a cruise director before? Of course not, but I'm very experienced. At the age of 53, I'm very mature, I've got a strong personality. I know what people want. I know what everything is about a cruise director. I've been on the ships now for the last 8-9 years. A cruise director is going to be there for the guest. This is the most important position on the ship, because this guy, he's got to turn the guest experience into an absolute memorable experience on board. He's the guy that connects with all the guests. He's got to make things happen. He's got to have the energy, crowd control, management, create a nice aura. Look, man, the cruise director, as far as I'm concerned, is the engine on the ship. So, of course, the answer is no. I've never been a cruise director before. But now I ask these people, where do I start? Where does one start? They don't want to hire somebody that's never been a cruise director, but I've got all the experience. I know I can do it. It's my absolute drive to do this job. Okay. So I've been teaching ballroom dancing now for the last 32 years. I work with people all ages, all shapes, all sizes. A lot of the work that we do consists of marriage counseling, and you're doing all sorts of upliftment in relationship, get people to smile and have a great time. So when it comes to events, organizing events, putting a team together, making sure everything's happening very quick, fast, everything is in place, everybody knows what to do, this is me. I know exactly what this all is about. I have been very privileged to work with some fantastic cruise directors during the last 7-8 years. Some cruise directors coming from an entertainment background, they understand how artists think, they understand completely the whole industry of an entertainer, know how to connect with people, always very happy, very positive, create a nice environment around them. But then some other cruise directors on the other side, they come from an office background, they may know all the things, the etiquette, all the rules, the protocol. I've never been a cruise director before, so I don't know these things, but I'll be very honest with you, I'm coming straight forward. Nobody can teach me anything when it comes to working with people, getting a good vibe going, setting up a great energy, and get everybody to work positively together in a perfect environment. I've been very fortunate to travel the world as a professional dance competitor, see a lot of the world, competing in dance championships, have some lovely highs, some lows. But during the last 8 years, with my beautiful wife Elena, we got involved with the cruise lines, and we've worked on a few very, very good cruise line companies, and I have completely fallen in love with this industry. So I really enjoy working on the ships. I really enjoy the connection, the bonds that you form with guests, moving around the ships, the entire dynamic, the whole infrastructure, everything about cruise lines I really like. So I really thought, I've come to a point in my life where I thought I would love to utilize my experience, use my personality, which I know I've got a very bubbling, fun, outgoing personality. I'm very positive, I'm very energetic, and I want to use all that along with my experience as a dancer. And of course I would love to continue performing shows on ships as well, but I would like to utilize all that to my advantage. And I thought the best place to do it would be on a cruise ship as cruise director. And in fact, we've got such a great following at the moment from some of the ships that we've been working on, and many guests have asked me in the past, have you ever considered becoming a cruise director? Because our group classes that we do on board is just such fun. People just love to be in our company. I mean, look, I'm not pulling out the trumpet and all, just raving about myself, but I know my strength, I know what I'm good at, and I really think it's something I would like to utilize in future to become a cruise director for you. So I'm here, I'm available, I know I've got everything that it takes, and this is what I strongly believe a cruise director needs to have. Strong drive, energy, problem solving, create that energy amongst the people and connecting with the guests, create a good environment for artists to work in, to work together with. So yeah, I think I'm your man. So coming from the angle of wanting to be a cruise director, we have in fact always been on the other side as guest entertainers, where we mingling with guests, dining with guests, having breakfast, lunch with guests, spending all this time during the day always socializing. And this is one thing that Elena and I, my beautiful wife that I'm married to, we love doing this. We love socializing, connecting with the guests all the time. So obviously we lend our ears out and we hear what the guests are talking about. Guests in general, they love it. When a cruise director walks the ship, he goes out there, he reaches out to the guests, socializes, asks them about themselves, talk with the guests. Of course, a cruise director must have a strong personality. I have a strong personality. You've got to have a strong personality because you learn to deal with so many challenges when you're on board. So, but it's not about your ego. You have to live yourself through the position as cruise director. Reach out to the guests and turn their cruise into a memorable experience. It's all about the guests, naturally, at the end of the day. But I have seen and I've noticed over the years where you find cruise directors who do not come from an entertainment background and they don't understand that connection with guests, what they want, what they're looking for in a show, in an artist, where to play certain shows. And I've also come to work very closely with other cruise directors that come from an entertainment background, and it's a completely different cruise director that you work with at the end of the day. So compatibility for me is a very important ingredient. A very important ingredient I feel every cruise director should have. Compatibility. So, and having said that, meaning by that is, you know, over the years we've been teaching ballroom dancing all over the world to so many different cultures and different nationalities, and with all these different people that you come across, you learn how to say certain things to certain people, and you make certain jokes and you are in a certain way funny for people to understand you, but the same funny or the same thing that you say, some other person might not understand that. So you learn to cope and adapt to the different nationalities that you work. So that is something that I feel has made me incredibly compatible, especially when you teach large group classes on the cruise ship and you've got people from all these different nationalities and you've got to explain things in different ways for them to understand. And for me, a cruise director needs to have that as well, that compatibility. Where does one start? I've asked this question so many times before. I've never been a cruise director, but I've been a director in many other forms and ways of my life. So in order to be a cruise director, where do you start? If you've never been a cruise director before, nobody's going to hire you. And I'm telling you now, I'm your man. I know I can do this. For me, it's most of the tasks, most of the expectation of a cruise director, for me, comes pretty naturally, because I do that every day when I work with my students, every time when I do events here in Salt Rock. I've been doing public speaking at schools, and I often do public speaking, and I have no problem talking in front of large crowds. So for me, very much, I can tell you now, what you're going to get from Ryno as a cruise director, I'm going to be the guy out there connecting with the guests, having fun, making sure everybody on my team works in harmony together, and just make sure it's all smiles and happiness around the ship, and there's always a good energy. I think once you've been a dancer most of your life and everything is always razzle-dazzle, I'm not an office person, so I'm going to be out there connecting with the people. And this is what I see some very successful cruise directors that I've seen during the last 8-9 years. I love it. I can see what they're doing. And this is what the guests are always talking about. You go with the guests to dinner at night and they tell you, I love how that cruise director does this. He walks around the ship, he reaches out to greet this one, he makes fun, he comes on stage in the evening in the theatre, tells a couple of jokes. A guy that is not too involved with himself. So yes, people love it. They love it how cruise directors sit around the table and they talk about, their girlfriends, their wives, their animals, their dogs at home, about social life. It's not just being cruise director and think you've got a very important position on the ship, and now because of that you need to have a bit of an aura and an attitude and a big ego. I don't agree with that at all. So give me a chance. You can call my number, it's right here at the bottom of the screen, 079 188 576 at the bottom of the screen. And here's my email address, dancewithrynoandelena@gmail.com. Here it is, dancewithrynoandelena@gmail.com. Please send me an email. I would love to come into an interview with you and we can talk a little bit and you can decide for yourself, am I the guy that you're looking for? I really hope I am. Just give me a chance. Lena, this is Hava, right? She got her name from a cruise that we did in French Polynesia and Tahiti. So Hava means big dance festival. This is Simba, he's the tiger in the family. Simba, Hava,
lion.
They are absolutely our love and our lives. So off you guys go, guys playing. So in a nutshell, the last thing I would like to say to you is what do you get from me as a cruise director? You get more than just one thing. Guest entertainer, professional dance shows with my lovely wife. So there will be an additional headline entertainer act that will come to the table. International ballroom dancing instructor. I will still be doing the international dancing lessons on board or sea days, complimentary classes for the guests, and cruise director. Right now I'm the prime of my life. I'm 53. I've got plenty years ahead of me, many years to be a fabulous cruise director for you and for your cruise line company. I am adaptable. I'm super compatible. I do not know, I honestly admit to you today, I do not know all the protocol and office work that a cruise director does in the office. I've said it already in my interview to you. All the outside stuff, I have no problem with that. I can entertain, I can socialize, I can change, I can create harmony, energy, beautiful, creating the right attitude amongst people. I'm your guy that's going to connect between the hotel director, captain and the guests. I have too many times as a guest entertainer connected with so many captains on the ship, become very good friends with many captains on cruise lines. Many captains have suggested to me, Ryno, you've got what it takes, you've got to go up for cruise director. So guys, in a nutshell, this is where my passion takes me. It's an absolute lifelong dream for the past 8 years, and I've decided now I'm going to definitely go down this road. I'm your man. I know I am. Thank you. Simba, hey.
Es famosa en el barrio la historia de este Don Juan, que vendió su alma al diablo y vivió como un rufián. Tenía que ser así, porque cuando vino al mundo, su papá estaba en casa de la vecina del segundo. Chau, chau, calavera, chau, 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 calavera, chau, 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 calavera, chau, 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 calavera, chau, chau, chau. Con el paso de los años, heredó la tradición, y el dormir en cama ajena siempre fue su perdición. Entre tantos amoríos y entre tanta confusión, aprendió a burlar maridos y lo pedía la ocasión. Chau, chau, calavera, chau, 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 chau.
With a novelty shop, back under the counter was the cream of the crop. Everything was bouncing and the business was good. Till one day, lo and behold, an officer stood. Johnny dropped the counter, but he stumbled and fell. Too late, he made it up. Johnny fell with a yell. Go ahead, oh, too late. He can't catch up with you, go, too late.
had the privilege to marry Ryno and Elena at Salt Rock recently, and what a splendid occasion it was. They had such an amazing, beautiful wedding. And now, even greater significance is the fact that they are staying at Salt Rock, they're living there, and they are giving back to the community where they are teaching dancing. And that is so beautiful.
Elena and Ryno are absolutely loved by our guests on board the Saga cruise liners.
Really laugh a lot.
The stars won't come out if they know that you're about, 'cause they couldn't match the glow of your eyes. And oh, who am I? Just an ordinary guy, trying hard to win me first prize. Oh, Candida, we could make it together. The further from here, girl, the better. Where the air is fresh and clean. Candida, just take my hand and I'll lead you. I promise life will be sweeter, and it says so in my dreams. The future is bright. The gypsy told me so last night. Said she saw our children playing in the sunshine, and there was you and I in a house, baby, no lie. And all these things were yours and they were mine. Oh, my Candida, we could make it together. The further from here, girl, the better. Where the air is fresh and clean. Candida, just take my hand and I'll lead you. I promise life will be sweeter, and it says so in my dreams. And oh, who am I? Just to know. Hold on tight to your dream. Hey, hold on tight to your dream. When you see a ship go sailing, when you feel your heart is breaking, hold on tight to your dream. Say long time to be gone. Time just rolls on and on. When you need a shoulder to cry on, when you get so sick of trying, just hold on tight to your dream.
I'm waiting for your email or your phone call. I'm hoping to hear from you. All the best to you.